Welcome to the fourth episode of the Double S NFL podcast. I am here, Spencer, and we have
I'm Sam. Welcome back.
in this episode we're going to be discussing our Week 9 game picks. I cannot believe it's already Week 9. We're halfway through the NFL season already. I hope you all are having a good week, and let's jump right in. I'm going to get started with my Thursday night football pick. My favorite team, the New York Jets, traveled to Indianapolis to take on Carson Wentz and the Colts. I think it's going to be a really close game.
I
If you
agree.
told me a few weeks ago, if you told me that I would have said it was a close game, I would have been called crazy. But with Mike White, I think he looked poised last week. He looked calm, and I think it'll continue to tonight. Listen, I don't think he's going to be as good as the Colts have a scary front seven, but I think White will be solid. But that being said, I still think the Colts are the better team, the more experienced team, the better coach team. And I think Jonathan Taylor will have a huge impact on their ground game tonight. And I think Wentz will do just enough to get the job done. I'm going to take the Colts 24-19 tonight over the Jets. What about you?
I agree with everything you just said. I also have the Colts winning in close one. I'm going to go 27-24 Colts.
Interesting.
All
All
right,
right.
in our next game, we're going to go to Cincinnati, where the 4-4 Cleveland Browns travel to face the 5-3 Cincinnati Bengals. Last week was a very tough game for the Cleveland Browns. And
It's
Spencer,
been
would
a
you
rough
like to
week for them
go on
overall.
about Odell Beckham? What's going on with him?
Yeah, I'll give my take quickly. So there's kind of two sides to this argument. The Brown side, Baker side, and OBJ side. And personally, I'm on OBJ side. Baker Mayfield is not the right quarterback, and the Browns are not the right team for him. Um, I think the team is kind of wasting OBJ a little bit. He's not his elite self, but I still think he's going to be a top 15, top 20 guy if used right. I think they're going to end up releasing him tomorrow or the next day. And my prediction is that he's going to join Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers offense. And I think he's going to have an immediate impact there in Vince Lombardi's system alongside Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, along with Jared Cook and Austin Eckler.
I think this is going to go the same way. In the early 2000s, there were two players who were in similar situations,
Who?
kind of Keyshawn Johnson with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Terrell Owens with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh,
Where, where,
yeah.
the,
I
where
remember
the
the whole
teams
deal.
basically said, hey, we'll pay you, just don't come. I think that's what the Browns are going to do with Odell Beckham, and they're going to release him at the end of the year, just like the Buccaneers actually traded Keyshawn Johnson, while the Eagles just straight up released Terrell Owens.
Yeah. Uh, I remember the Eagles making the announcement that Tio was officially released. So where do you think OBJ will end up?
I agree with you saying that he'll end up with the LA Chargers. The Chargers could use a really good number
Wide receiver
two,
3.
and I think that they're the only team that could pull it off with cap.
I think Herbert is perfect for OBJ. He has a cannon of an arm. He can throw deep very, very well. And I think in that offense, it's a good team, a good culture. OBJ will have a lot of fun there, and I think he has a very good chance of turning his career around if he does end up in Hollywood. So that being said, my prediction for this game, um, I originally had the Browns winning this one, but I now am going to take the Bengals at home. I think they bounce back. I think it'll be close, but I'm going to take the Bengals 31-24. I think it'll be a pretty high scoring game. Both QBs should be solid, but I think Burrow has a late drive, throws a touchdown to CJ Uzama to win the game with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, dropping the Browns to 4-5, and the Bengals improving to 6-3 here. What is your pick for this game?
I'm also going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. I feel like there's too many issues with the Cleveland Browns
Drama.
right now. And I feel like that's going to hurt them. And I feel the Bengals will win, not only win, but win big, 34-17.
Interesting. The next game we're going to talk about is the Dallas Cowboys and the Denver Broncos, which is actually my lock pick of the week. Don't be fooled by their 4-4 record. The Broncos are a bottom 5 team in the NFL, possibly bottom 4. I think they're absolutely atrocious. Aside from their front seven, if they didn't have the front seven they did, they could be the worst team in the AFC, other than Houston. Bad coaching, bad offense, bad defense right now. The Cowboys look great. Dak should be back for Sunday, and even if he's not, I still think it'll be a blowout. So with that being said, I'm going to take the Cowboys to win 37-11 in pretty convincing fashion. And I actually think Vic Fangio will be fired on Monday after the game. Kind of a bold prediction there, but I think the organization has had enough of him, and in year 3, it's time to pull the plug on him.
Okay, I disagree with him being fired on Monday. I think they fire him at the end of the season.
Okay, I can see him
But
leaving on Black Monday.
I do agree with it being the lock of the week, and I think the Cowboys will win 38-17.
Okay.
I'm giving the Broncos offense more of a chance.
They'll probably score in garbage time. Like it'll probably be like 38-10 or 38-7.
All right, the next game we're going to go to is the Atlanta Falcons traveling to New Orleans to face the New Orleans Saints and their new quarterback, Trevor Siemian.
Trevor Siemian, the former Jet, the former Bronco.
Never thought I'd hear that name much after he left Denver, but here we are. He's taking the reins of a 5-2 team that's ready to make noise. I think they beat the Atlanta Falcons not by the score of 34-20. I feel like the Saints are just too good for the Falcons to handle.
You think Trevor Siemian puts up 34 points?
I do, especially on that Falcon defense.
The Falcons D is bad, but like you'll see my prediction, but
the Dolphins, the Falcons have the worst defense in the NFC. Outside of Detroit.
Fair, yeah. All right, my prediction for this game. I do have the Saints winning, but I think it'll be a bit of a low-scoring game. I'm going to take the Saints to win 23-16. I think Siemian will do just enough, and I think Kamara has a huge game. My bold prediction is that Demario Davis has a pick and 2 sacks. Sean Payton is a phenomenal coach, and I think this team has pretty much the 6th seed on lock right now, and they'll continue their winning ways on Sunday. The next game we're going to discuss is going to be the Raiders and the Giants. As many know, the Raiders have had quite the interesting situation this past week with Henry Ruggs. I'm not going to get into further details because it's just a terrible, terrible thing that happened. I pray that to the victim's family and rest in peace to the person who was killed, obviously. But that being said, I think the Raiders are fueled up. I think they're ready to go, and I think the Giants are an absolute train wreck right now. So I'm going to take the Raiders 30-13 in this one. I think Carr is going to have an absolute monster game, and I think the Giants' offense will struggle quite a bit. Max Crosby's been a beast so far, and then Ngakoue's been solid, and I think the Raiders improved to 6-2 here.
This is my upset of the week. The Raiders play like absolute shit every time they come into New York over the past couple of years.
Against the Jets, but like it could be a different situation for the Giants.
I don't see there many differences between the Jets and the Giants, if I'm being honest. And I think the Giants, pull out a win 27-21.
For this prediction, how many touchdowns do you think Daniel Jones will account for in this matchup?
I think he accounts for 2.
2?
Both passing.
One passing, one rushing, or 2 passing?
2 passing.
2 passing. All right. The next game we're going to predict today is the Patriots and the Panthers. This game honestly has a quite interesting storyline. Stephon Gilmore returning to play for more team in the Patriots. The game is in Carolina though, so it's not exactly a reunion game. But it's more of a revenge match, and I think the Patriots will get the better of the Panthers here, just because the Panthers' offense has been atrocious the last couple of weeks, and Sam Darnold against Bill Belichick. You guys know his history, the seeing ghost game, throwing in a triple coverage last year, just being awful, and it's downright gut wrenching how bad he is against Bill Belichick, and I think that continues on Sunday. I'm going to take New England in convincing fashion, 27-7 in this one. What do you think?
I agree a lot with what you said, but unfortunately, we did not get the Cam Newton reunion we were hoping for.
Yeah,
But
if Cam was still the Patriots quarterback, that would have been really, really cool to see, especially because the game is in Charlotte.
however, you forgot one key detail from the storyline. CMC is back.
He's back?
Yes.
I didn't see that. So with that
I think
news,
he's eligible to come off IR this week. So I don't know.
uh,
I'm assuming he does.
yeah, but even if he does, I still don't think he makes that much of a difference.
He makes. You understand they were undefeated when
Yeah.
he
I think in general, I think it makes a ton of difference. But Bill Belichick is a nightmare for Sam Darnold, and I think that's going to continue. I just have a gut feeling. I think CMC in the coming weeks, he's going to be a great part of that offense as he normally is. But this week, I do not think he's going to have a great game if he is back.
I'm also going to go with the New England Patriots in this game. We don't know if CMC will play at all, but I think he'll be back in week 9 and do his thing. So I'm going to go with the Patriots 23-6-14.
Interesting. The next game up is Minnesota after a tough loss on Sunday Night Football, taking on the Ravens fresh off a bye week at 5-2. I'm going to take Baltimore here, 30-20. It's an interesting game. I think Kirk Cousins will struggle yet again against a ferocious Baltimore defense. Lamar should have a solid game. Ravens run game aside from Lamar isn't great, but they have a lot of injuries. Hollywood Brown's had a breakout year so far. I think that continues on Sunday. Mark Andrews is still great, and the Ravens coaching is absolutely phenomenal. So that's why I'm going to take Baltimore in this one.
I am also going to go with the Baltimore Ravens in this game. I think that the Vikings are not good enough to be able to beat the Ravens, and their coaching holds them back.
Mike Zimmer needs to go.
Their coaching holds them back of how good they truly can be. And I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens 33-21. Our next game we're going to go to is the Houston Texans traveling to Miami. Worst game of the week.
The Tank Bowl.
Miami is representing Philadelphia. Keep in mind.
Yeah. If Miami gets the first pick, it goes to Philly.
Yeah, so they can't really tank. So because of that reason, I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins. They have to bounce back at some point, and I think they have the perfect matchup to do this against. I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins by the score of 31-24.
Why do you think it'll be that high scoring? These are two of the worst offenses in football.
Their defenses aren't any better.
Fair.
I'm just hoping for it to be somewhat entertaining.
Same. I'm excited to see Tyrod back, though. That's why I'm going to take Houston to win, but I think it'll be really low scoring. One of the most boring games we've seen in quite some time. I'm going to take the Texans to win. I'm going to take them to win 20-6. I think they win by 2 touchdowns, but it'll be a pretty close game overall, just boring. I actually think Tua won't be the problem here. I think the O-line struggles yet again, and coaching does as well. And I think the Dolphins fall to 1-8 and continue their nightmare of a season.
Our next game, the last 1 o'clock game of the week, is the Buffalo Bills and the Jacksonville Jaguars. There's not really much to go over here, is there?
No, not really. But
I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills easily, 38-0 shutout.
38 nothing. So sometimes these games can be a bit interesting. Like I'm not predicting an upset, but I do think Jacksonville will keep it competitive for the first half. That being said, I still will take Buffalo to win 37-24, and Buffalo improves to 6-2 on the year.
All right, we're going to the 4 o'clock games now with the Los Angeles Chargers traveling east to Philadelphia to face the Philadelphia Eagles. I feel like this is going to be one of the best games of the week, underrated. But that said, I'm going to go with the LA Chargers. I feel like they're too good for the Eagles to handle, so I'm going to take them to win 35-24.
Do you think Justin Herbert will bounce back?
Yes, I definitely agree with that. He did not have a great game. The last 2 games haven't been very good for him. I feel like he has the right team to face for him to bounce back and regain his confidence.
Yeah. This is actually my upset pick of the week. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. I think Hurts will explode. I'm going to take the Eagles in this one, 37-35. I think both quarterbacks will account for 4 more touchdowns. It'll come down to the wire. It'll be a photo finish here, but I think Hurts gets the job done in Philly, and the Eagles will stay in thick of the wild card race. The next game we're going to go over, another 4 o'clock game, is the Packers and the Chiefs. Jordan Love gets the nod for his first NFL start in his career as Aaron Rodgers was diagnosed with COVID-19. Mahomes for the Chiefs still, but the Chiefs have looked bad. They beat the Giants, but barely, and they look very vulnerable right now. That being said, I'm going to take the Packers pretty easily in this one, 35-24. I think Jordan Love will have a great first game, and Mahomes, I think, is going to struggle yet again.
Right. I am also going to go with the Green Bay Packers. I just think the Chiefs just aren't good this year.
Not at all. They're not
with the defensive players, specifically the defensive players, Anthony Hitchens, I think, and Tyrann Mathieu, were talking shit on the fan base.
Yeah, they were like, I think the Honey Badger actually said, Tyrann said that the Chiefs have the most toxic fan base in the NFL. That, my friends, it's a terrible, terrible look for the Chiefs fan base.
And the Chiefs organization in general. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't say that to your fans.
It's a really bad look.
That said, I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers 30-17.
30?
I think Jordan Love plays well on Sunday. And that's a very exciting matchup to watch just for the sake of Jordan Love's first start.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Love. He struggled in 2019 at Utah State, but as many know, he has a great arm, a lot of raw talent, and sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for a year, I think did him wonders, and I think he comes onto the scene pretty well. Next game, we're going to predict another 4 o'clock game, Cardinals and the Niners. This is going to be a clash, a divisional clash here. This could go either way, honestly, but I'm going to take Arizona 26-24. It'll come down to the winning minutes of the fourth quarter. Murray is not 100%, and I do not think they should start him, but I think Cliff will start him, and I think he plays decently, but I think the Cardinals defense will be the reason they win this game in the end. 26-24 as Budda Baker gets the game-winning interception off Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm also going to go with the Cardinals. This is going to be very low scoring to me because not only is Kyler injury, but isn't Hopkins hurt?
I think Hopkins was cleared to return, but I'm not entirely sure.
Gotcha. But I do think Arizona still pulls it out. Their defense is still pretty good.
Yeah, but it really showed on Thursday night when they lost JJ Watt for the year. The pass rush was non-existent against Green Bay.
That's true. And I think that the Cardinals will still pull this out by a score of 23-19. And I think that the Cardinals get a lot of momentum from this, especially if Kyler's limited. And I think they have to rely on the ground game to get this win.
Yeah, but I think Chase Edmonds and James Conner will combine for over 120 yards in a solid game from both of them combined. Next game, Sunday Night Football, Rams Titans. I'm gonna take the Rams 34-26 in this one. I don't think Derrick Henry being out will hurt the Titans as much as people are making it sound to be. I think Tannehill's perfectly capable. He hasn't looked good this year, but I don't think he's looked terrible. And I think they're going to really unlock that offense for him on Sunday night. But that being said, the Rams offense is even better. Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Tyler Higbee, great O-line, great coaching, recipe for success against a weak secondary. So that's why I'm going to take the LA Rams in this one to improve to 8-1. Who are you going to take?
I'm going to pick the LA Rams as well. I think this is a learning experience week for the Titans, and they have to adjust to life without Derrick Henry. And I think this week is
pass-heavy offense.
I think it will take a little time to adjust to that, and I think that this game is like their learning experience for that. So I'm going to take the LA Rams 34-24. And I think that the Titans will learn from this game and improve going forward.
Yes, same thing here, except I think Ryan Tannehill will have himself quite the game on Sunday.
Last but not least, Monday Night Football. Chicago Bears and Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Bears look awful. And if one side of the ball plays shitty, the other is really good. And
also they have Matt Nagy back, which is a downgrade from whatever they had last week. I could be a better coach than Matt Nagy. He's awful. And what is your score prediction for this one?
I'm gonna go 27-10.
I'm gonna take Pittsburgh 21-12 in this one. I don't think Big Ben has a good game at all, but I don't think Justin Fields does either. And I think the Bears fall to 3-6, and Matt Nagy's seat remains warm as the Steelers remain in the wild card hunt. And that will do it for game picks. Do you have any final words to say, Sam?
Thank you for listening, and enjoy a great week of watching football.
Yep.